There is a moment, and if you have ever tried to build something of your own, you know exactly what I am talking about, where you are sitting there, staring at what you have built, and something just feels completely off. You are working harder than anyone around you. You are putting in the hours, making the sacrifices, skipping the dinners out, skipping the vacations, telling yourself this is temporary, telling yourself it is all going to click soon. And yet somehow the results just are not matching the effort. That gap between what you are putting in and what you are actually getting back is one of the most demoralizing feelings a human being can experience. And I want you to know right now, I see you. I genuinely do. Because here is what nobody tells you when you start a business. The strategy is almost never the problem. The tactics are almost never the problem. The real problem runs much, much deeper. And until you understand what I am about to share with you, you can follow every framework, every blueprint, every trending method out there, and still end up exactly where you started. Before we go further, I want to mention that we have related programs linked down below in the video description. If you are someone who has been stuck and you are finally ready to stop spinning your wheels, I genuinely encourage you to check them out right now, not after the video, not tomorrow, right now. Because the people who shift fast are the ones who act fast, and most people will watch this, feel inspired, and then do absolutely nothing. Do not be most people. Now let me take you somewhere. Picture a person sitting at their kitchen table at 11 o'clock at night. The laptop is open, the coffee has gone cold, there are browser tabs everywhere. Courses they bought and never finished, forums they posted in and got no real answers from, spreadsheets full of projections that never materialized. This person has read every book. They have watched every video. They have implemented the advice. And still, the business is bleeding. The savings account is getting thinner. The self-doubt is getting louder. And the worst part? The people around them are starting to quietly suggest that maybe it is time to go back to a regular job. Maybe this just is not for everyone. Does any of that feel familiar? Because that feeling, that specific cocktail of exhaustion and embarrassment and quiet desperation, is something that millions of people building businesses have felt at some point. You are not broken. You are not behind. You are missing one thing. Here it is. The single most transformative shift that separates businesses that struggle endlessly from businesses that eventually explode is this: the shift from a cost mindset to a return on investment mindset. And I do not just mean financially. I mean in every single decision you make. Most people building businesses are operating from a cost mindset without even realizing it. They see spending money as losing money. They see investing in help as a risk. They see asking for support as weakness. They agonize over every dollar going out the door while completely ignoring the massive cost of staying stuck. And here is the brutal truth. Staying stuck is the most expensive thing you will ever do. Let me put real numbers on this. If your business is underperforming by just $5,000 a month because you are making decisions from fear instead of strategy, that is $60,000 a year you are leaving on the table. Over 3 years, that is $180,000. Over 5 years, we are approaching $300,000, and that is a conservative number. The actual cost of operating with the wrong mindset compounds. It does not just sit still. Every month you are not growing, you are also not building momentum, not building a reputation, not building systems, all of which take time to develop. Time you are burning right now. But here is where it gets even more personal. Because the cost is not just financial. It is the Sunday night dread. It is watching people around you move forward while you feel frozen. It is lying awake and wondering if you made a terrible mistake betting on yourself. That is not just a business problem. That is a life problem. And you deserve better than that. Now here is the shift. The people who build genuinely successful businesses, and I mean the kind of success that gives you real freedom, not just the appearance of it, they think completely differently. They do not ask what something costs, they ask what it returns. They look at a decision and they calculate the upside of getting it right, not just the downside of spending the money. And that single reframe changes everything about how they operate. When someone operating from a return mindset sees an opportunity to cut their learning curve from 3 years down to 6 months, they do not think about what that costs. They think about what 2.5 years of their life is worth. They think about what reaching their goals sooner would mean for their family, their health, their relationships, their sense of self. Suddenly the math looks completely different. This is why some businesses seem to almost magically accelerate while others grind for years without traction. It is not luck. It is not connections. It is not even talent. It is the mindset guiding the decisions. And here is the deeply liberating part. This is not a fixed trait you are born with. It is a learned skill. It is a muscle you can build. And once you build it, you cannot unsee what you now see. Think about the businesses you admire. Think about the founders and entrepreneurs who seem to operate with a kind of effortless clarity and momentum. They are not smarter than you. They are not more deserving than you. What they have that you might not yet is a framework for making decisions that consistently produces results. They have surrounded themselves with the right inputs, the right models, the right thinking, and those inputs rewired how they see every choice in front of them. This is also why investing in yourself and your business education is not an expense in the traditional sense. It is the highest returning asset class that exists. Physical assets depreciate. Knowledge compounds. The right insight at the right moment can 10 times your results without adding a single extra hour to your week. That is not a motivational quote. That is mechanics. Now I want to talk directly to the person who has been burned before. The person who has invested in something that did not deliver. The person who is naturally skeptical now, who has built walls around themselves to protect what little resources they have left. I understand that. I genuinely do. And here is what I want to offer you. That skepticism is information. It means you have tried. It means you care enough to have risked something. And it means what you need is not more generic advice. What you need is precision. What you need is guidance that actually meets you where you are. Because here is what the most successful people in business will tell you when they are being completely honest. They did not figure it out alone. Not a single one of them. Every person who has built something real has had access to better thinking than they could produce in isolation. That is not weakness. That is wisdom. The people who struggle for a decade in business are almost always the ones who tried to white-knuckle their way through alone. The ones who break through, they stop trying to reinvent the wheel. They found the people who had already solved the problem they were facing and they paid close attention. If you are still watching this right now, that tells me something important about you. You are not a quitter. You are someone who genuinely wants this to work. You are the exact kind of person who, with the right shift in mindset and the right support behind you, can build something that changes your entire life trajectory. And that is exactly why the programs linked down below in the video description exist. They are built for people who are done with slow and done with stuck. Every single day you wait is a day of compounding cost. Financial, emotional, and in time you cannot get back. The shift starts with a decision. Make yours today.